Shelby.
Love it.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited about this evening's broadcast. I know I'm excited about everybody, but it's because I feel like this has given me such a unique opportunity to talk to so many people around the country that are doing like really super cool things that I just know are going to change the profession of pharmacy. Um, our guest tonight is definitely um, a good example of that because we connected on LinkedIn and I saw the description of her title and I was like, whoa, I didn't know that that was an opportunity out there, particularly through CVS Health. I'm so excited that you could join us and that you could join us early enough where prospective candidates could actually reach out to you to learn more about what you're doing and what the opportunities look like in your managed care residency. So, without further ado, I really want you guys to hear it directly from her. 'Cause I'm just like, I can't wait to just learn all about it. Welcome, Dr. Rachel Shelton. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. So again, my name is Rachel. I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland, and I
Yay.
attended I attended the University of Maryland School of Pharmacy. I graduated this past May, and I am in the Specialty Innovation Residency with CVS Health. My residency is it is unique. It is a very unique position because I'm not only in specialty pharmacy, but I'm also in this space called innovation. And I know people might have looked at my page and think, what is this innovation piece that keeps popping up? And that truly is what it means. Like, we are creating tools that our patients can use to make sure that they're managing their health, they're staying adherent, and ultimately we want to make sure that that member experience is as best as we can provide from the CVS Caremark perspective. My background in pharmacy actually started before pharmacy school. So I had the unique opportunity to work for a Blue Cross Blue Shield plan in the Baltimore area called Care First.
Yeah.
So that was my first introduction into pharmacy. And yes, my dad is a pharmacist. I never thought I was going to be a pharmacist.
Yeah.
So that experience kind of became a full circle moment for me, going from working with Care First to now I'm working with Care First from the CVS perspective. So my journey in pharmacy has been unique. I have been very blessed with amazing opportunities. They are listed on my page if anyone has questions about them. But in that full circle moment, I've been put in a position where we're delivering patients who have chronic diseases, who have very complex disease states, expensive disease states. We're giving them tools to manage their own care. They give us input. They tell us what they want, and we create those tools for them.
That's so cool. I love it. I think also like something you're saying here is really, really important. And this is a shift in healthcare in this country. The idea that we're actually going to develop all these tools to help the patient engage and empower the patient to engage in their own care. I love, love, love this piece of it. So I'm curious, like, how did you learn about this? I mean, because I just thought like your title and everything was just super unique, and I couldn't wait to learn because I work with students, right? So like part of what I do is to learn about what they're passionate about and say, check this out, check this program out, check or talk to this person and see if they could know another avenue. And then I come across you and I'm like, I don't know what this is at all. So how did you learn about this opportunity or how did you come about it?
Exactly through what you just described. I had a mentor who put me in contact with the right person to give me more information. CVS as a whole has, in the coming year, 7 residency positions and 2 fellowship positions. So a resident in my position last year met my coach who helped me through the residency program. And from conversations with my coach telling her I was interested in specialty, I wasn't sure about it, but I was interested in it.
Yeah.
She put me in contact with the right person. That person encouraged me to look into it, to explore it more, and even challenged me to think about what I bring to the table. I felt that I was underqualified for this position. I was like, I don't know what innovation means. I'm terrified about this innovation piece.
Oh,
So
come on.
I was terrified. I was like, I don't think I have it. I'm going to just apply to other programs, but learning more, going to conferences. I am at AMCP Nexus now. So if anyone is interested in contact me directly and meeting in person, I'm here in the hotel right now.
See?
But those opportunities that started with a conversation with a mentor changed my whole direction in my career.
Yeah.
So it truly is invaluable to have someone like you guiding you through this process because it makes a world of difference.
It really does. I love that. I love that. And I know that there are a lot of people that kind of connect with me. They're so early in their journeys. They're like P1s and P2s. So I've been like making all of you just break it all the way down because the people in Appies right now, their biggest challenge is it going to be residency or fellowship? But to some extent, they kind of know that they want to pursue postgraduate training.
Yeah.
But the P1s, P2s, and those that are in 4-year programs that are P3s, they're still just figuring out like, what is this whole situation? Is it for me? Is it not for me? So I always want to know how, I'm sure your Care First experience, it helped because your eyes were probably a little bit more open to what the profession has to offer. But I'm always curious about what that moment was like for you, having a parent who's already a pharmacist. How did you decide that this is going to be the direction I take?
Definitely a good question. I think my aha moment was actually an open house at Maryland.
Really?
My dad actually went to University of Maryland. I knew it was a top school.
Yeah.
Again, I underestimated my experiences and my abilities, and I didn't think I would get in.
Yeah.
Um, my dad encouraged
Even
me.
after all that, that's so funny to me. It's like you
I
keep
know I did.
underestimating yourself and then proving to yourself that you actually have what it takes.
I
That's
think that
so
goes
cool.
for pharmacists. I think we underestimate ourselves a
We
lot.
sure
But
do.
I had the aha moment at the open house. I was there listening to the opportunities in pharmacy. My previous experience before Care First was pharmacists work in hospitals or pharmacists work at retail. I had no idea about the FDA,
Yeah.
NIH,
Mhm.
CMS, CDC, and that's just government. I just
Yeah.
named the government places. I had no
Government agent.
idea.
Yeah.
So my aha moment was at the open house, having, listening to what the opportunities were. And I think something like a fire was lit where it's saying, I want this. I'm going to put my all into this and I'm going to go for it. Um, that was my moment where I said, this is for me. This is what I want to pursue. Specifically, post-grad training, when I knew I wanted to pursue that, I was actually looking at job opportunities. I think I was a P2. And I kept seeing residency preferred, residency training preferred, residency training preferred. Directors, you need a residency, vice presidents, residency. And I kept seeing that over and over again.
Mhm.
I won't say, you have to have a residency or a fellowship to progress in pharmacy, but it helps.
It does.
So again, a challenge in my mind, like, okay, next milestone we hit is matching to a residency. So
Yeah.
I had, I guess, two aha moments. Pharmacy's for me, and then residency is something I would like to have,
Yeah.
to make sure I'm a very qualified clinician.
Yeah. I love that. So then what was your journey of preparedness for what, I say this and people are like, "Oh my God, you're so intense." But I call the residency application process the pharmacy Hunger Games.
It is.
It's like you get in it and then you think you're going to come up for air and it's like, "Oh no, wait a minute, there's one more little thing." So I'm curious about what your preparation process was like. How did you strategize and say, this is going to be how I go about entering the Hunger Games?
Absolutely. Um, I think first and foremost, I put myself in a program like yours where I had a mentor. I think that is very helpful. I won't say it's crucial because I know
Mhm.
not everyone has that opportunity, but
True.
it is definitely something that I think all pharmacy students should look into, having that mentor or that coach throughout the
Mhm.
process.
Yeah.
Even before I was in that program, I knew I was going to do mock interviews. I knew it. I knew it. It's like do as many mock interviews as I can get my
Yeah.
hands on. It has to be done. I actually did about 4 mock interviews
That's
outside of
awesome.
my program. with my coach.
Yeah.
So I AMCP had mock interviews. My school had mock interviews.
Yeah.
CVS had mock interviews.
Yeah.
AMCP Nexus, the conference, will put you in contact with a buddy, and that buddy can do a mock interview with you. I asked Appy students, or not Appy students, current residents, to help me with that
Yeah.
interview process. And that's just interviews, right? Because you have to
Yeah.
think backwards of the application process.
Yeah.
Um, for me, it was making sure I was staying organized, which was crucial. And I'm not even talking about like what programs to choose. Like I'm talking about the nitty gritty, like what do you do day to day?
Yeah.
So stay organized, make sure I have what I need. CV done,
Yes.
letters recommendation, ask early, and be
Yes.
bold about it. I encourage students to reach out to that dean. If
Yes.
you admire someone, express that to them and say, I would love your backing
Yeah.
for me to take this next step. So I did reach out to the dean of our school and I said, hi, I really admire you.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to, write this letter recommendation for me? And then at the very, to add on to that, if there's any opportunities within your school, if there's a course to take for residency prep or
Yes.
post-grad training preparation, take that course.
Absolutely.
Take it as many times as you can. Have someone look at your CV, have someone practice interviews with you. And then at the end of the day, what programs do you want to apply to, right? It's a lot of programs.
Yes.
So I went to the residency directory and I knew I wanted to do managed care, sorted by managed care.
Yeah.
I knew I would like to be in certain states or certain businesses. I in the blue plan, so I did have a lot of blue plans on my list. And I had geographical area. So have, don't be too inflexible, but if you prefer to live somewhere,
Yes.
I learned from a sorority sister of mine, if you're gonna do something hard, do it in a location you love.
Yes. Oh, I love that. I love
Right?
that. That's such excellent advice because I think like a lot of students is just, I can live anywhere for a year. True. However, that's going to be a heck of a year if you're somewhere where it snows almost all year round and you're from somewhere where you probably have never seen snow.
Right.
That's a huge, huge adjustment.
Yes.
And I usually tell them that's probably true, but it's still good to do your research and absolutely look at geographical locations and rank them and then start doing your research that way. But this is all such excellent advice because it's about striking that balance of I'm not going to apply from New York to California, but perhaps I can be a little strategic about my interests. Like if you're an outdoors person, if they're hiking nearby, if you're a beach person, could I go to the beach if I can?
Exactly.
Yeah, like you could really develop a strategy about geographically where you want to apply instead of just saying, I could go to Montana. And I'm like, what? For a few days? Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm like, you want to go to Montana? Listen, I can support you through wherever you want to do. Think about it seriously. I love that. This is all really excellent advice. And a lot of what Rachel is saying, if you're a P1 and a P2, I really hope you're paying attention to some of the things because these are some major gems that she's dropping in the fact that she's telling you that there's like a method to the madness. It may just seem like it's a whole lot of stuff happening all at once, but there's definitely such a thing as developing a personalized method and plan so that you can stay sane and hopefully get excited at some point because you're just so tired.
It's long.
They forget. Yeah.
It's a long process.
And like one of the other things I think like the program itself, if you could share with us, like, or is it just a PGY1? Is it a PGY1, PGY2? What has your year been like? We'd love to hear about that.
I'm officially over the 90-day mark. So it's been a phenomenal journey. So my program is a PGY1, and I will say on behalf of CVS, the Kool-Aid speech, they retain their talent. That is something that they say on day one. We're not going to invest in you for 356 days without retaining our talent. So they definitely put that first. They say that we are telling you at the end of this, we want you on our team and in our business. So
Yeah.
it's a PPY1, 80% to 90% retention rate. And
Wow.
then overall in the program, I think what I'm learning foremost is networking. And that might not sound important. It might just sound like I did that in pharmacy school. I
A
network on
life-
LinkedIn. I
It's a
network on
lifetime
Twitter.
sport.
It just sounds like such a generic way to put it. But I am learning to network. And in a way where when I come out of this residency and I work for CVS Caremark, I know I have my resources. I have my go-to list because in our company, yes, there are experts. There are super smart people in CVS Caremark doing so many incredible things.
Yeah.
But if I don't have that expertise, who do I go to?
Yeah.
So that's just an invaluable resource. Under that, I'm also learning data and analytics, which is something I didn't think I would learn in a managed care residency or in a clinical residency, but
Yeah.
it is important because we look at data and we say, where are our gaps in care? So we
Mhm.
know gaps in care from, titrating someone on a diabetic medication. We see a lab value and we see a gap in care. But
Mm.
when you have data in front of you,
Yeah.
how does this data tell the story
Mhm.
from our patient's perspective, and how do we answer that story? If we're seeing a trend and we're thinking red alert, patients aren't getting their service, what can we do internally to meet that need?
Yeah.
Um, and then on top of it, I'm learning how to talk to clients, something I didn't think I would learn. But even today, on a client call, hearing a past resident present data to a client, and our clients are, health plans.
Yeah.
So talking to a health plan about their upcoming year, how is that going to look? Their spend, their patient value. I'm learning a lot of business, but
Yeah.
the business is clinically based.
Yeah.
Everything I'm learning has a clinical story behind it. CVS is huge
Mm.
about the patient story. That
Very
we
good.
put patients first at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that's so amazing because there are some people that are interested in doing a residency for more than just one reason. And I think it's why I'm really trying to get as many of you folks in special areas out in front of prospective candidates as much as possible. When I was searching, I was so focused. It wasn't, I could check out managed care or community based. It was like pharmacy practice. That's it. Academic medical center, pharmacy practice. That's what I'm going for. That's what I'm searching for. That's what I'm applying and interview. And then when I came out to realize that, oh my God, I was like this big, looking like this big of a thing. So every time I see people that are doing super unique training that exposes them to things like that, like data-driven decision making for patient outcomes and clinical outcomes, that's an invaluable skill no matter what you do next. And again, like my P1s and P2s, don't worry, I got you guys. Rachel said they have over 80% retention rate.
Retention.
What that means is there is a job.
There is.
There is a
There
job
is.
that is waiting if you want it. Let me tell you, as a person who looked for a job after my PGY one, if you don't have to look and if you don't have to be stressed out about what's going to be next, it's a very empowering feeling right
Yeah.
after residency. So I want to encourage you to also keep that in mind. So does the program participate in forecast? What is you guys' application process?
We are in forecast. We are an accredited ASHP program. So
Cool.
everything's through forecast. Don't be alarmed when you see a writing sample because that is something unique to our program. They do want to see how you articulate information in a story, right? We
Yeah.
want to see that thought process from the whole written, whatever it is. For me personally, I submitted a patient case from the Poison Center. Our school is aligned with the Maryland Poison Center. So I had written like a capstone project paper, and I
Got
edited, made sure it was dot my I's, cross my T's, made sure it was really good.
Yes.
And I submitted that. So there is a professional writing sample that is required.
Gotcha.
But we are through forecast. I believe our application deadline, I'm 96% sure our application deadline is December 31st of this year.
Gotcha.
Um, I can always share with you our QR code for our programs in general, because it's not just my program. There are other residencies and fellowships available through CVS. And
Gotcha.
our 80% retention rate goes for all the programs available. So we do have 5 managed care residents. To keep that
Wow.
in perspective, there is
That's
a lot of
a
opportunity.
decent number for resident position. That's really
Yeah.
good too. So they
Mhm.
are in forecast. Will you be at mid-year?
No, and not at Media, we're at Nexus, but there is going to be a internal showcase that we're going to have online. I
Okay.
will be promoting it, of course, on social media, especially
Okay.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
It's going to be November 4th. That's
Okay.
going to be our residencies session for you to ask questions with RPDs. My RPD is going to be online answering questions. She's super sweet, super
Awesome.
supportive. She loves questions. She loves talking to potential candidates, loves
Yeah.
it. So take the opportunity to talk to all the RPDs, especially mine.
Yes.
Um,
Because
but but we won't be at mid-year, no.
okay, cool. So, despite not being able to catch him at mid-year, there is an opportunity on November 4th, and Rachel's going to promote it. I'll look for it, and I'll
Yeah.
absolutely share it on my platforms as well. And you welcome all, right? So, if there are P1s and P2s that just want to see how this thing goes, you
Yes.
can come hang out. Okay.
We
Okay,
actually
cool.
talked about that as a cohort. My cohort is pretty close. We went to Rhode Island, which is headquarters for CVS, and
Okay.
we, were introduced to corporate life. It's a beautiful lifestyle, but we were introduced to corporate, and they asked us for our feedback, and we said we need to talk to P1s and P2s. You
Yes.
shouldn't hear about CVS's residency as a P3, P4, because
Yeah.
now you're thinking, is it too late? It's not too late. And you do not have to work for CVS to be a resident or fellow. I was told that, actually. I was told before pharmacy school, to be a fellow or resident for CVS, you need to work for CVS all 4 years. That is not true. We love that. We love that experience. We love you helping our enterprise. We love you being our colleague.
Yeah.
But that's not a requirement. Any experience is welcome. Any
See?
experience is welcome.
Okay,
So, yeah.
another big tip that just dropped here. Prior CVS experience is not required.
Mm,
They are looking for qualified, passionate people that want to make an impact and different. And I think that that is almost every single program's goal that's in the Hunger Games. They want highly qualified. They want highly qualified individuals. So I'm very excited to hear about that. I've been asking everybody to share some wisdom with us.
okay.
I am an avid believer in this that you are learning as you go along. The destination is sweet, is beautiful, but what that journey, that's where the real learning took place. So,
Mhm.
everybody who's going to watch this, prospective candidates that are in the trenches right now, or the people that are just here to discover what's possible, what are some things you believe were really, really formative or impactful in your journey that you want to pass on to anyone coming up?
Hmm. So much. Oh, so much.
That's
Um,
clearly everybody's
hmm.
reaction. This is such
Woo.
a long list.
I know, because I feel like I'm learning every day. I'm learning things about myself every day. I'm learning things about the world around me every day, in and out of pharmacy. Um, I think something that I am learning to do, and I think is very important for students to do, is really take care of your mental health.
Yeah,
We I just think that's probably top of my list.
yeah,
Pharmacy is not easy. We
no,
have like outside pressures, we have internal pressures, we have family, we have friends. It's a lot. It's a lot to digest. And then no matter how you feel about what's happened in the past 2 years, pharmacy is still in the middle of the hurricane. And
absolutely
it's not going away.
no.
There's that pressure that what's next? What's next? Something that stuck to me is almost how frustrating it is to see like prescriptions on television and knowing that's impacting our patients and impacting our prescribers. It's a lot of pressure. So
Yeah,
mental health is very important. Take that time to really reflect on, am I okay?
yeah,
Am I stressed out? Am I handling this well?
yeah,
Take opportunities to get into counseling. Even if you don't think you need counseling, it's okay to talk to somebody. It is. It's really okay to get that outside release
yeah,
of emotions, stress, anything. I really do believe mental health in the day and time we're in and in the profession we're in is
Mhm.
essential and crucial. No
Yeah.
matter what part of pharmacy you pursue, mental health is top of my list.
Yeah. I love that. I love that so much because I think that it is such a neglected piece.
Mhm.
Whether it's for how the schools and colleges of pharmacy, the resources that they're putting in place to recognize and provide the support, or students even realizing that they are in a fight. And mostly it's about their mental health and their mental state. So when you're going through something that is as trying as postgraduate training application, it could be this revelation, and then you could get really afraid of what you're
Mhm.
facing because it's like, where did this come from? I've never had
Yeah.
this level of self-doubt before. I've never had this level of uncertainty before. I have to really, really say that I love that wisdom. If you are listening, what Rachel's talking about, it's a real issue for those of us currently in practice
Mhm.
are trying to learn how to address this for ourselves so that we're showing up literally as the best versions of ourselves for our patients. But also, if you're going to embark on this journey, take care of yourself. Like, you're not going to be any good to anything
Not at
if
all.
you're not well. Love that. Thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm just like, this is really great. And I will definitely, is it okay? I almost started volunteering your services just there, but is it okay if, as I engage with students, send them your way if they are interested in this field, learning about it or anything like that? Can I do that?
100%. I welcome it. I think this is something I really love in pharmacy is giving back. I love it. I love interacting and encouraging the next generation of pharmacists. I guess that comes from my dad being a pharmacist. He's probably on this call.
Is it really? That's so funny.
Yeah.
I would love that. That is so funny. But I think you're right. Like, if you've had an example of what that looks like, to you, it just seems like it's the next thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he is here.
Is he? Oh
Oh my
man.
God.
Is
Oh
he?
my God. Like,
What's with the
oh my
comments?
God. Thank you so
Oh
much for
man.
joining us, Dr. Shelton. Thank you for being here. Rachel, I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Seriously, thank you for your time. I can't wait to see what you do next and
Thank
all the
you.
amazing things. I was going to be like, are you going to be at mid-year? I would have loved to connect, but you're in Baltimore right now, and I'm in Owens Mills, so maybe we can connect if before you
I'll
leave.
message you. I
Um,
will say, for those listening, the one thing I want to make sure people are aware of for my program, it won't be in Baltimore, Maryland. I am actually located in the Chicagoland area, and that's
oh,
because we have a huge hub for specialty in Chicago.
God,
It's the center. We ship out to Hawaii, to Puerto Rico, to a lot of areas across the country. So Chicago is a very big center. Our program, ideally, we would like our resident to be in Chicago for the next year, but there is opportunity to be in Boston, close to headquarters. So you could work where our CEO works, and she's
works.
very kind and very approachable.
Yeah,
So I will put that as, a disclaimer that I am from
yeah.
Baltimore. Shout out the Ravens. But
Ravens.
um, we are located in Chicago.
Typical.
We're ideally in
Typical
Boston.
Baltimoreans, like, you had to squeeze the Ravens in there somehow. It had
I
to
do.
happen somehow.
I do.
I love that. That's so funny. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Like, and I know I've been saying that so many times. It's just this idea lived in my head for so long, and I just decided to just let me see who would actually take me up on this crazy idea. And I've been blown away by the support. I've been blown away by how many of you are really, really interested and passionate about talking to the upcoming generation about what you all are doing. It's been so positive and so encouraging. So I'm definitely like, I'm like, thank you, but I'm just super grateful that you could give us a little bit of your time.
Yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, let's message and see if
Yeah.
we could connect or something. I'd love
Yeah.
that. Thank
Sounds
you and have a good night. For everybody who joined us today, including Dr. Shelton, thank you for Thank you for being a part of the audience and thank you for joining us. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks, Rachel.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Of course. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.